Bickley and Marana mornings. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
Maybe we are a sleepy little market like Kyle Brandt said on Good Morning Football, but these days we are also a pigskin paradise, a football fortress, a Cinderella story in cleats, and that is because the Sun Devils have a chance to win the Big 12 in their very first year, a year in which many thought they would be overwhelmed by the culture shock of conference change. Instead, they've responded by punching their new neighbors in the face. Meanwhile, the Cardinals continue their quest for an NFC West title in a year where both our local football teams rank among the biggest surprises in their respective sports. What a time to be us, huh? And what a time to be a Sun Devil. Just 26 months after the firing of Herm Edwards, they are threatening to crash the college football playoff, and Saturday's game against BYU is an enormous event in a market full of BYU fans. The excitement is palpable. Ticket prices are soaring. Brokers say the price has more than doubled in a matter of days, and we are beginning to look at the most expensive event in the history of Sun Devil Stadium. More than the '96 Super Bowl, more than any Fiesta Bowl ever staged in Tempe. So, if we are a sleepy little market, it's because we've learned not to trust our teams in big moments like these, but from the head coach to the quarterback to the star running back, something feels different about both of these programs, and it's called real leadership, which makes all the difference in the world. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
People should be fired up about your Sun Devils right now and be there next Saturday. It's going to be, what the kids say, lit.
It is for sure. Maybe Desmond Howard will know to pick the ASU game next week, huh, Coach?
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah, I wonder if Desmond Howard is boning up on his Sun Devils Cougars
Talk about
preview.
stepping in it, huh? Yeah, I saw that over the weekend, and in real time, I thought, oh, that is just dumb.
Yeah, I didn't see it in real time, but I saw the reaction to it, and then I went and I watched the clip, and I went, wow.
Yeah.
And I didn't take it as, like, just an offense to ASU. It was an offense to the whole conference.
Well, it was. You're exactly right.
2 7-2 teams playing on ESPN, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't.
What are we doing here? How did we pick this game?
They pick all the ranked team games.
Yes.
I mean, Kansas State was ranked, even if you have no respect for ASU.
I wonder, because that'll be on their picks rundown on game day on Saturday, leading up to the BYU game, and I wonder what Desmond Howard's little blurb's going to be about.
Right.
I wonder if there's some sort of like backhanded apology.
Mea culpa, maybe? Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so. Well, you know what? Maybe you should thank him for that, because Kenny Dillingham certainly got some mileage out of that.
Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah. So this is kind of what makes Kenny Dillingham really, really good at what he's doing. He is just on top of everything. Talking to somebody at ASU about this, it's like, for instance, when he came out and told the Valley about Sam Levitt, he didn't come out and say, hey, everybody, please donate to our program. We need our NIL to be better. We need money to keep these players here. No, he came out and said Sam Levitt is the guy. He's going to be the face of this program for years to come. He's going to be a quarterback that wins big games. He is that dude. And it's a different way of messaging it, rather than just saying, hey, we need your money to compete. Please help. Mm-hmm. You know? So it's just little things like that, right? You know, any number of times he's come on this radio show and thanked somebody randomly for doing something randomly to help the program. It's all by design.
Yeah.
Right? His press conferences, they've been as legendary as they've been long in many cases. And the one time he didn't was the night that an early start allowed him to go out to dinner with recruits afterwards.
Yeah.
So
got to get to Topgolf.
Right, got to get to Topgolf. So this is a BYU team that's kind of sagging a little bit. They barely beat Utah. A lot of people thought they were lucky to do so.
Yeah, you should ask the Utah athletic director about it. He got $40,000 worth.
They're looking for $40,000 in NIL money from somebody. Yeah.
Support Mark Harlan.
Right.
And NIL.
And then having just lost over the weekend now, the opportunity for them, it seems not real. It seems like just yesterday we were just giving this team a big round of applause for becoming bowl eligible. Can you believe the Sun Devils are bowl eligible? And now here we are talking about something much bigger.
There's 4 teams of the 16 in the Big 12. That's a lot of numbers, I know. But there's only 4 teams that have a chance to be conference champions. That's BYU, ASU, Colorado, and Iowa State has an outside chance, like an 11% chance, I think, according to the projections. And now when you hold this up against, I'm so torn on the college football playoff rankings. I'm excited for this system. I want to see it actually carried out. And now with ASU in the situation that it's in, you kind of appreciate the weekly snapshot of where it is. But right now, it doesn't paint a very promising picture for the Big 12 Conference, whoever that champion is. With BYU losing, Boise State jumped them in the rankings. So it's just projections. Boise State is the projected Mountain West winner. They would get that 4th bye. BYU is the projected Big 12 winner. They would get the last seed in this 12-team playoff right now if that's the way things shook out. And that's BYU being ranked higher than ASU. So while I'm really excited about ASU's chances to run the table and maybe be in the running for a college football playoff berth, you can't feel tremendous. The fear of being left out as a Big 12 champion, being left out of the whole party, that exists.
Didn't you say
that exists in Tempe, in Boulder, and in
I don't know
Iowa.
if I believe that, but I do recognize that fear.
Wouldn't
I
the
think
realistic
it would be
scenario
terrible for the college football playoff if they didn't have the Big 12 champion, regardless of ranking, regardless of record?
I agree with you.
And didn't you mention earlier that the most realistic way that could possibly happen would be Boise State wins out and somehow Army goes undefeated the entire season?
That's part of the scenario.
And maybe they would jump the Big 12 champion and take that last spot. It still, to me, seems unlikely, especially if it's Colorado, because everyone loves Colorado and Dion. They would find a way to get them in.
I just think it would be such a bad look to expand the playoff the way you do and then shut out a conference at a time when you're trying to fight the idea that there's only 2 conferences that matter in college football. I don't know. That would be a tough thing. But again, I understand that there's a needle you got to thread here because rankings don't necessarily equate to seedings, and it's all kind of up in the air as far as that goes.
I mean, it would be a simple tweak moving forward if they want to go down that road. But even, and I got a lot of reaction because I posted on X about the Desmond Howard thing and how I thought it was a slap in the face to the Big 12. And a lot of people took exception to that and said the Big 12 sucks. Like, why does he need to be in tune? It's a bad conference. They shouldn't be in the playoffs. If they get a bid in the playoffs, it's going to be one and done. I'm like, let's play the games.
Right.
And the simple tweak moving forward would be, all right, the top 4 ranked conference champions still get the byes. That 5th, whether it's a Big 12 or the ACC or the group of 5, you get an automatic bid, but then you just go by college football playoff ranking in terms of seeds.
And I think most people thought that was how it worked.
Yeah,
that if you won the Big 5 conference, you automatically got in when they expanded.
That's why this has to work, because college football, if this expanded playoff is going to work, this cannot be monopolized by the Big Ten and the SEC. It just can't.
It's going to be.
There's got to be a rich tapestry of regionality and representation.
It can't be 8 of the 12 from those conferences.
Well, college football has already taken regionality out of the mix. It doesn't exist anymore. And with it's a television generated thing, and they want to be monopolized by the SEC and the Big Ten.
That's brutal. Yeah,
that's the part about this that I don't like.
That's what we don't want. That's exactly what we don't want. At least what I don't want from the expanded playoff is just more teams from the Big Ten and the SEC getting in.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.